you need a strong second half of conference play to get where you want to go. Just how do you feel about the first step you took this past week?
It's the first time we've swept that weekend there since when? Since 16. So, I mean, we don't do that very often. And, they're both tournament teams. Washington State, is a high seed, and they're trying to host just like we are, for multiple weekends. So I feel good about a lot of the things that we did. I mean, obviously you like winning, right? But I thought, our competitiveness, our offense, starting to come alive. Again, just a few weeks ago, it was not looking very good, I feel like a lot of things have clicked, and I like the response from our team, and we're getting it from a lot of different people, which I love to see. So I think we're doing a lot of things that we need to do. We need to get more consistent, for the long haul. But it was a really nice weekend, and a lot of positives.
How much scoreboard watching do you do? Like, how aggressively are you pulling for Wazoo this weekend?
I don't think I do scoreboard watching like from that standpoint. Like, I vote on the top 25 stuff, and then I'm on the All-American committee. So personally, like, I'm watching stuff because I need to for the committees I'm on. But I'm not really watching it as far as like where we're in the standings or anything like that. Of course, the girls will tell me what's going on, But I'm not doing a ton of that. So I really am just very. It's a blessing and a curse just how focused on what we need to do to get better, and kind of where my brain goes. So not great for my wife, but good for the team probably. Yeah, I don't watch a ton of it, but just trying to get us where we need to go.
There were some results this past week though, where I was like, well, I don't know if that was great for RPI, but for the conference race, that's helpful. Like, so do you even care about those competing priorities right now?
I think it just shows how good our conference is, which we already knew. Again, we're the number one ranked conference this year. RPI in every metric, number one. We played Arizona State, and they did to us what they did to Stanford. So I have empathy there. Like, I get that. But also, like, I know how good they are. Again, I think with anybody, no one is as consistent as they want to be. Stanford's been about as consistent as you can be, but Arizona State can just do a lot of stuff that gets you in trouble, and so you see that one. Oregon State has been playing really good volleyball. I don't know if people, but they beat Arizona State a few weeks ago, right? And now they beat Washington State. They're doing a great job. Their confidence is growing, and really, it's the whole conference. Everybody can get you. So for us, anytime we get a win in the conference, especially on the road, you got to feel like you did something really good.
Kara McGee has been getting national recognition for her play. What have you liked about her play overall?
Well, I think, we finally, we got smarter. So we set her more, sometimes it's just my fault, so just getting her the ball more. Hannah's done a great job. We're controlling the ball well enough that we could get her going. And I think the big thing is, just Hannah trusting that even when she's in like a double or triple coverage on her, like from a blocking perspective, she can still score. And I think that's a big change. And that's hard for a setter because you're so used to trying to throw into single coverage, or set into single coverage, which Hannah is as good as anybody with. But she's just kind of trusting that Kara can get it done no matter what. And then that confidence is growing. And Kara is we talk about consistency, like as consistent as they come. Day to day, she looks like that in practice every day. So I think, just the relationship with her and Hannah just keeps getting better.
Is there any scenario, end of set, maybe it's, maybe one or two, a set point or something, where you would put Kara and Carson together, and if Gabby's in the back row and Mimi's in, is there any scenario where you do that? Just because they're very efficient, but I realize there's only one mid. So
yeah, I mean, there's different types of rotations in volleyball where you do like a 3 middle offense. We've done it before where Veronica Stone would play on the right side. That was a few years ago, but it really requires like a pretty specific type of middle that can do that. And not that Carson can do that or Kara can do that, but probably more. Morgan is hitting 330, I think, on the season. And then if you want to take her out or you want to do a 6-2, then you take Hannah out. So for us, it just doesn't make sense with kind of the personnel that we have. But yeah, I mean, we want them up there as much as possible. Again, what I think is making us so strong right now, and definitely against Washington State, was that when Kara went out, Carson went in. And you just had 6 rotations of the 2 of them up there and making plays and, disrupting the thing. So again, hopefully that's something we can just continue to grow with.
What are your overall thoughts on the serving this past weekend?
I thought other than the first set at Washington State, the Washington State match, we served really well. And that's how I'd like for us to be. We were aggressive. We made some, aggressive mistakes, but for the most part, we kept a ton of pressure on. Again, that's why they hit 120 in large part. We knew where they were going and we could set things up. Washington State, it was just, we had done that earlier or Washington, we did it earlier against Minnesota, where it was like, we just couldn't serve in or couldn't serve a target. It was just mental. just kind of got to you. So it's only happened to us twice this year. Luckily, our offense was so dynamic, and we were really good in serve receive and just did everything else well enough that we overcame that and we were able to, be successful and then kind of calm it down in the third and get back to where we were going. We had 2 sets of just craziness from the service line. That's not what I'm talking about, like aggressive misses. Those were not aggressive attacking misses. Those were just really bad. There was one in particular, like Hannah missed by like 20 feet long, and she goes, "I was trying to serve short." So that kind of tells you, like, we were out of rhythm, and so it's going to happen. But what I liked is that that lack of rhythm from the service line didn't mess up our rhythm on offense, which a lot of times that will kind of carry over. It didn't. We had like 450, right? And so that was fantastic to see, especially on the road against a good team. And then again, the third set, I thought we got our composure back and just kind of showed the maturity of the group, and we were able to kind of do what we want to do. So overall, there was great moments for us, and then there was some just about as bad as it can get. So I don't know if you saw Elise Ferrer's Halloween costume, but she got imprisoned for the team for the offense of 18 service errors in 3 sets. So
you mentioned overcoming that with the offensive performance, and Morgan was a huge key to that. And as things have started to feel like they've been clicking, just how much of a key has she been, and can she be to the consistency you want to see?
You said for Morgan?
Morgan,
yeah. I mean, Morgan and Mimi both are, are higher error players. They're big and strong, and we give them a lot of out of system opportunities, and we rely on them for a lot of the non-traditional plays. So they're going to have more errors, but it's just the type of errors for them. And I think the more that they can understand how many shots in their bag that they have that they can use, to put at their disposal, then all of a sudden their hitting percentages get cleaner, and then our hitting percentage as a team goes way up. So again, why were we so good against Washington? Well, the middles have been pretty consistent. Gabby's been pretty consistent. Well, Morgan had a great match, and she had no hitting errors for her. And then Mimi, outside of the very first few swings from her, was very clean after that. So we're going to hit. I mean, if those two are hitting for a good percentage, like Hannah's very good, and we pass the ball well, and there's just so many options. So we're working on that in practice, locking them to understand how much of the game that they can play more than what they've done, and just making better decisions in bad situations. And if they do that, then again, it's only going to put us in a better spot.
Serving against Washington on Sunday, was serving an area of focus this week in practice?
It's one of those things that I really do think it was just in between the ears. It's not like our technique was bad or anything like that. I just think we miss a couple, and then you get a little cautious, and then when you're cautious as an athlete, then your body doesn't work, and then when your body doesn't work, your hands are wrong on the ball, and then so it's like just getting back at it and just reestablishing that. Again, we were a really good serving team at Washington State for the 3 sets. We didn't go away, so it's just you just kind of get back after it and kind of try to get them back in rhythm and just get out of Seattle, and maybe that's the difference. So
moving forward to Utah on Friday, what have you seen about the Utes this season?
Yeah, both Utah and Colorado, I think, we went 2-0 on that road trip, but it wasn't easy. Utah plays great defense. They work really hard. They have a lot of options on offense. We played, I thought, it was hard for us to score against them. We were only 12 kills a set with that, which is low for us. So we're going to need to control the ball pretty well, I think, in order to kind of take advantage of them with our offense. And then, again, service pressure, how well we can do there to make it, a little bit more readable for us. But they got a lot of weapons. And then, Colorado just beat Arizona State, I think. And they're right there with, was that SC? Did they beat too? And, so they're doing a lot of good things too. But again, I think with everything, it's about us. If we play our game, we're going to be good against anybody. If we don't, then, we're in a fight.